Welcome to, or welcome back to, the Agatha May Detective Agency. I'm Agatha May, and this is Chapter 3 of the Dingleberry Diaries. Since I started covering the Elena Moore case, there has been an influx of dude bros coming to my Facebook page and trying to attack my character. I've been called vile, evil, disgusting, demon-possessed, toxic, stupid, and a TWAT waffle, and the list goes on. Wouldn't it just be easier to call someone a twaffle? The funniest part about that particular insult was because the full sentence was, "God will handle all of y'all TWAT waffles," and then had two praying hand emojis after it. I think that should be on church signs across the country. Anywho, let's read some of the comments. And we'll start with Tom Barber, the fake profile who left me a review that was pretty funny even though he didn't mean for it to be. It seems he didn't like that I posted his review on my page, so he sent me a message at 1:03 in the morning that read, quote, "Hello, I am in fact a troll. You know, just like you. The only difference is that I'm a good one and you're a mean one." Well, I can't say that I've ever heard of this good troll, bad troll game, but it sounds like fun. And TB continued, "You could do your job better by basing your content on truth and not rumors, and not hurt people the way that you do. It's not funny to exploit anyone, living or dead, and you do it with a cartoon face and a voice simulator, which makes it more of a joke. What a terrible profession you have. Anywho, I'm not a fan." What is the deal with people thinking I'm using a voice simulator? This is my voice, and my profile picture is an actual photo of my face. I am so glad that he pointed out that he's not a fan, though, because I've been sitting on absolute pins and needles waiting for him to answer the note that I slipped him between fifth period and study hall that read, "Are you a fan of mine? Check yes or no." Then TB wrote, "I left you a review. I thought that would have been the end of it, but since it wasn't, please do not contact me again. You give me the creeps. Just so this is in writing, again, I am not Brannon or any of his bros." Oh, I'm so creepy. The thing is, TB, I didn't contact you. You clicked send message on a video. It was the last video I'd made about Dingleberry. I try to remember to take the send message option off of my Facebook post, but sometimes I forget. And then when someone clicks on it, an automatic message pops up that reads, "Hi, username. Please let me know how we can help you." And this is what TB replied to, and why it shows he was responding to a post at the top of his message. It wasn't actually me asking him how I could help him. I am not only unqualified to take on that challenge, I don't have the energy for that mess. I never claimed that TB was Brandon, by the way, and even stranger is that Tom Barber never wrote any comment about not being Brandon or any of his bros. TB finished his message with, "Misidentifying a troll and then to go on saying what you said, don't make fun of other creators' lawsuits because you will find yourself in their shoes soon enough. You don't know the facts of the case. Your research is terrible, and frankly, you're just weird." Then he added the hashtags, hashtag Elena Moore, hashtag Justice for Elena, hashtag Lexington, South Carolina, hashtag Go Fluff Yourself. I think somebody has a crush. First off, no one has anything against me that would merit any kind of lawsuit. I haven't slandered or defamed anyone. I can say that I think someone is a dingus. That's not defamation. Are you going to go to court and try to prove you're not a dingus? Because I don't think you'd win that argument. But man, oh man, wouldn't the discovery be fun? I've had people come onto my page and comment that I'm only talking about true crime for the money, that I don't rely on facts, that I make up content, etc., and even a review that a certain someone wrote about me that, quote, "does not access the source or verify information with fact checkers, directly engages with trolls for the purpose of visibility and spreading false information, cuts down other content creators out of jealousy, signaling lack of originality and toxicity." That was Tom's review, by the way. And you stated all those as facts, Broseph, and they aren't true. So remember that defamation goes both ways. And you can't take someone to court for libel or slander just because they said something about you. You have to prove that it caused some kind of damage. And getting your fifis hurt doesn't count as damage. Then at 2:11 a.m., Tom sent a thumbs up. Then someone with a fake profile using the name Leslie Thompson, maybe I should call them brofiles or faux files. Anyway, Leslie uses a cover of Spicy Detective magazine as his image. I wonder if he was trying to Google me when he came across that image. Leslie left this comment on the first video, dedicated to Dingleberry. Quote, Same playbook, different players. This is what happens when content creators have no content. I pray her family doesn't see this. You are a vile and disgusting human being. I may be a troll too, but at least I'm a good one. End quote. So Tom and Leslie are both self-admitted trolls. That's interesting. Leslie also wrote this. Agatha has been at this for a couple of years now. When she has no content, she creates it. She is actually the troll she is responding to. This isn't her first rodeo and won't be her last. This will continue, unfortunately. She did not include all of her revenue streamlines in her latest video. Merchandise sales, paid subscriptions, etc. She makes a decedent out to be a joke with her cartoon face and voice simulator. Death and pain are funny to her. Just so you know, you can sue an anonymous content creator for defamation, libel, or slander by filing a John Doe lawsuit to unmask their identity. I'm sorry you are going through this, and I cover you in prayer. End quote. So he just 100% lied about me, but he's going to pray. And how would I run out of content? Do you know how much crime happens in our country? And since Leslie seems to be so worried about my income, let's talk about that some more. He's right that I didn't include my membership or merch income, but that's because when I was talking about how much I made before, it was how much I had made from videos about Elena's case. But old Les got me, so I guess I'll have to fess up. Here's what I made last month on YouTube. We'll round it up to $167, and that's for paid memberships and for the small amount of income I get from ads. I also have paid members on Patreon, and here's the total number of paid members there, but Patreon takes 11% of that, so that leaves me about $43. And here's my merch income for the year on YouTube, $0. And here's what I've made this year on merch sales on Fourth Wall, less than $15. So I make about $200 per month, and I pay $120 for my website and various subscriptions and monthly app charges that I need to do the work I do. So that leaves me $80. If I work 40 hours a week, I make 50 cents an hour. But it wouldn't matter if I made $50 an hour. You can say I'm profiting off someone's death, but I'm not. I'm bringing awareness to it. Are investigators making a profit off someone's death when they investigate? Are journalists, pathologists, authors? Yes. Now, if I was going to death scenes and picking up souvenirs to sell, then that would be a little gross. But raising awareness of a case isn't gross. And I deserve to make money from my work. So stay out of my pocketbook, you sad little blobfish of a man. Leslie also left this comment on Tom Barber's stellar review. Quote, Agatha will take what is said in a private group and share it with the public, then use it to benefit herself. She is hiding behind a cartoon character face, a first and middle name, and a voice manipulator. Treats people terribly if they choose to discuss all sides of a case. No, people who want to discuss all sides are not the alleged accused supporters, and anyone who believes that doesn't possess common sense or logic. I believe the trolls that she references as the alleged accused friends are actually her. Agatha has the snark down pat, but the smarts, not so much. End quote. Well, somebody's been watching some of my old videos. Thanks for supporting my channel, Leslie. Isn't it weird that just like the message that Tom Barber sent, where he thinks I have a cartoon face and a voice simulator, Leslie says the same thing? And if he had smarts, he'd be able to figure out my last name too. The fact that he thinks I'm taking the time to make profiles to troll myself is pretty funny, though. So if Leslie is accusing me of trolling myself, then I'm obviously not Leslie, which also means I'm not TB because they're both the same person. He may be using a new name, but he can't be creative enough to make up a new personality. And you know who I think TB Leslie is? Dingleberry, Mr. Dingles, the Dingleator. He made this comment recently, quote, from troll to troll, the point to the post is I don't trust the friends, the ones who have come forward. Their trustworthiness is lacking. The other friends who know her on a deeper level have not spoken publicly. Her cause of death has not been determined. Speculating murder is wild. And just the delivery tonight was not a dig on Elena. It was WTF. Why did she ask that? Sex trafficking or psychosis come to mind. That's definitely not normal. I don't know if he killed her or not. But what I do know is it's not right to speculate murder, especially given the facts. You could be accusing a legitimately grieving widower. Surely you wouldn't want that on your conscience. Do not use my comments in your exploitation of Elena or Brannon. Let SLED do their job, Agatha. End quote. It's weird that Dingleberry called himself and me a troll, just like Tom Barber and Leslie did. No one else has ever called me a troll, other than Tom, Leslie, and the Dingler. And just like Dingleberry, Tom Barber used the term CDV in this comment. Quote, Elena was in an abusive relationship before him, whereas CDV actually did take place. Tom also asked this question about Elena's Instagram post about toxic relationships. It was over a 3-week period, yes? And Dingleberry is the one who's mentioned that Elena and Brannon had been separated for 3 weeks. Also, you might want to sit down, Mr. Dingles, because saying something like, I don't know if he killed her or not, is speculating murder. The Dingster is a busy boy, but unfortunately his short little fingers engage faster than his brain does. I think he has several fake accounts that he's using. So I guess he has a lot of free time on his hands. He could just stick with one profile, but he probably thinks that making multiple accounts makes it seem as though there are more people who are coming after me than there really are. As it is, they're a small minority. But what about the other dude bros who have swarmed in? More than one has told me that I've said that Brandon killed Elena, which is just 100% not factual. I have never said that. One even accused me of creating my page so we women folk could gang stalk Brandon. Well, my page has been here before Elena's death, and I haven't posted anything on Brandon's Facebook page. I haven't even commented on any public post about Elena or Brandon. I haven't said he killed Elena. I haven't said anyone did. I haven't said how she died or even how I think she died. I haven't gone to any of Dingleberry's many profiles and posted any comments. Nor have I gone to anyone else's page to comment. In fact, I sometimes redact names in my videos just so people won't know who I'm talking about and can't go to their personal page to harass them. One man commented and tried to threaten me with the statement that people might start coming after me, like they haven't already done that. There are multiple threats of lawsuits, men telling me to shut up, men trying to tell me what I should or shouldn't post about. They attack my research, saying I'm only doing this for the money, and on and on. And these men have also tried to shut down any woman talking about Elena, and some have tried to shame those women. Some have even tried to shame Elena herself. But they're not attacking any argument, they're attacking people. They say my research is crap, but don't point out what research I got wrong. And with all of their attempts at intimidation, my question to them is, why are you pushing back so hard? Do women who have their own opinions and aren't afraid to speak them threaten your egos? Instead of discussing facts, timelines, evidence, or official statements, they immediately jump to name-calling, insults, accusations of slander, and occasionally comments that tiptoe right up to the line of intimidation. If your position is as strong as you claim it is, you shouldn't have to bully people into agreeing with you. You shouldn't have to attack women for discussing a public case. You shouldn't have to spend your day trying to silence strangers on the internet. The more aggressively some people rush to shut down conversation, the more they create the exact impression they're trying to avoid. It's a bit like someone frantically waving their arms and shouting, "Nothing suspicious is happening here. I'm not doing anything wrong," while everyone else is wondering why the heckity heck they're so lathered up to begin with. In other words, you're making things look a lot more suspicious than if you just shut your pie holes. You can disagree with me all you want, but if your contribution begins and ends with insults and intimidation, you're not defending any position, but instead are rather loudly advertising your inability to defend it. And so ends this chapter of the Dingleberry Diaries, and this will be all I have of them, at least for now. But Mr. Dingles probably won't be able to help himself. One of his other fake profiles will pop up with nothing new to say. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be back soon with more in Elena's case. Until then, stay safe, stay curious, and don't let some man with an unwashed backside ever tell you that you can't have your own opinion.